Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey tea sippers, I hope you guys are doing good today. So this is breaking news on this Sunday. So if you guys do not know, it just broke about 30 minutes ago that Jay-Z is being accused of raping a 13-year-old with Diddy and another female in the room. So I talked about this back in October, but back then there were no names attached to it. So this is the latest information. I want to go ahead and read this article to you guys right here. All right, so this is the headline right here. It says, Jay-Z accused in civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in the 2000s, along with Sean Diddy Combs, okay? So this is what's being stated. Jay-Z, the rapper, whose real name is Sean Carter, was accused in a civil lawsuit on Sunday of raping a 13-year-old girl in the 2000s, allegedly with Sean Diddy Combs. The anonymous accuser, identified as Jane Doe, said the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. The lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as the defendant. It was refiled Sunday to include Carter. NBC News has reached out to Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, and his publicist, as well as Combs' representatives for comment. The Texas-based attorney, Tony Busby, who fought the lawsuit, did not comment. Busby has filed several lawsuits in recent months, and all have withheld their names, accusing Combs of assault and rape. This is the first suit in which he has named another high-profile defendant. So if you guys remember, back in October, I was able to get the court documents and I broke down everything that happened to that 13-year-old girl. So we're going to go ahead and watch this flashback because I'm not going to read it all over when I already broke it down literally a month and a half ago. So we're going to go ahead and check this out right here. So I'm going to read to you guys the final case here. We're going to go from line 28. And so on line 28, it says the defendant's individual does 1 through 10 are currently unknown celebrities and are persons of interest who enabled and or conspired with the commission of conduct complained of the heroine. As the parties engage in discovery, the plaintiff retains the right to amend the complaint to add these individuals by name. So they're basically saying they don't want to add the names as of yet. So then we're going to go. So remember that back in October when I was breaking this down, they were saying that at any point in time, she could come back and do an amendment and add the names. At that point, they were not ready to add any names yet, probably because they were trying to work some things out behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, reaching out to Jay-Z's lawyers. And so whatever they were trying to negotiate did not, come to fruition. So now names are being dropped. We're going to go ahead and keep listening. Go down to line 34 where the factual allegations come in. So they're saying on or around September 7th of 2000, plaintiff, then 13, had a friend drop her off at Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the Video Music Awards, the VMAs. The plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. As the event began, the crowd moved inside, but the plaintiff, without a ticket, remained outside. Determined to get into an after party, she approached several limousine drivers, attempting to talk her way into the VMAs. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed that he worked for the defendant Combs. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and that she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The driver instructed the plaintiff to return around 9:30 or 10, promising to take her to the party. Later that evening, the plaintiff excitedly returned to the driver, who drove her alone in a black limousine with a black interior. After approximately 20 minutes, the plaintiff arrived at a large white house with a gate U-shaped driveway. Once inside, two men asked the plaintiff to sign a non-disclosure agreement, informing her that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave them her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Inside the house, the plaintiff recognized many celebrities in what appeared to be a living room. Wait staff carried trays of drinks. Loud music played throughout the house. The plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. The plaintiff accepted a drink, a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just one drink, the plaintiff began to feel woozy, lightheaded, making her need to lie down. Looking for a place to rest, the plaintiff entered what she believed to be an empty bedroom so she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. Soon after, Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. Combs aggressively approached the plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes and grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw the plaintiff towards another male celebrity, Celebrity A, who removed the plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. The plaintiff was held down by Celebrity A, who vaginally raped her while Combs and Celebrity B, a female, watched. Wow, this is sick. So what they're saying in this updated, amended lawsuit is that Celebrity A is allegedly Jay-Z, Sean Carter, okay? And they're saying Celebrity B was Diddy, and there was a female there watching. I'm gonna assume and hope that the female was not Beyonce, even though Jaguar Wright did say that they're a nasty little couple.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
I'm assuming from what everybody's been saying that that female is J-Lo, allegedly, okay? That's just what the streets are saying. I don't know, but there was a grown female there with two men watching an alleged rape of a 13-year-old. This is not only sick, it's demonic. After the male celebrity finished, Combs then vaginally raped the plaintiff while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. So the first male raped her and basically came. Then he comes in right behind him. This is a ritual. I don't care what anybody says. This is sick. And I'm sure she clearly looked 13. Because most girls back in the 2000s, they didn't look as grown as girls look now. You know, with the heavy makeup and the lace fronts. If you look at kids from 2000s, they look, for the most part, like kids from the 2000s. So he knew this was a young girl. This was a 13-year-old. And not like, you know, somebody who was 17 or 18. Not that that even been right, because it's still messed up. But they knew this was a baby. And a woman is there watching this take place. This is just so evil. Wow. Then they go on to say on line 53, Combs attempted to force the plaintiff to perform oral sex on him, but she resisted by hitting Combs in the neck, and he stopped. The plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and left the bedroom, roaming naked throughout the house looking for an exit as the party continued. Wow. Once outside, the plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Eventually, the plaintiff reached a gas station. A female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. The plaintiff called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. After the assault, the plaintiff fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect every facet of her life to this day. So, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, where were her parents? Why would your 13-year-old just be out and about? Bruh, kids lied all the time. There was no Snapchat to, you know, scout out your child's location. There were no Apple tags. Kids lied all the time. Oh, I'm about to go spend the night at such and such's house. I'm going to be over here, but I'm really over here. Kids just lied all the time. You know what I mean? She probably got dropped off by an older cousin or a friend. And the VMAs, you know, those type of events, they use seat fillers. And they do that in LA for like different award shows. And so Sometimes they'll grab people off of the street if they need people to fill seats. So a lot of times people will come to these events in hopes of getting picked to go inside. And I believe that's what she thought. And so once she didn't get in, she's like, well, plan B, let me see what these limo drivers are talking about. All right, so that was the gist of the lawsuit that I read back in October. There were several lawsuits that I was able to get the paperwork for, and I read them. It's about a 49-minute video. If you guys want to watch it, I will post the link down below. But you know, like I said, a lot of this stuff to me is very ritualistic and it's very, very disturbing. And the fact that Jay-Z's name is now being attached to this says a lot, because all year long, people have been saying that Jay-Z is involved. Jaguar Wright has been saying it. Many other people have been saying it. I've been asking, where's Jay-Z? He's very quiet on this situation, as are many in hip hop. So what's interesting is that they're both very, very close. You know, you see them running around bragging about their billionaire status. They both always say that nobody can call either one of them Sean besides each other. Diddy says Jay-Z is the only person who can call him Sean, and Jay-Z says the same exact thing about Diddy.
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
that should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
So outside of your mom, no one else on earth can call you Sean. Very interesting. And Jay-Z says the same thing. He did an interview a few years back with David Letterman, and he basically said the same thing. But this woman clocked the tea recently and said that she noticed that when she went to go watch the David Letterman interview, they have taken out that part. They've gone in and edited the part out where Jay-Z says the only person who can call him Sean is Diddy. I'm going to play her clip really quick here. Something is strange with these two.
The Netflix show, My Next Guest with David Letterman. I've seen that episode multiple times. In that episode, he interviews with David Letterman, and David Letterman asks him if he can call him Sean. And in the interview, he says, the only people in the entire world who I let call me Sean is, you know who, Puff Daddy, the other Sean, and he actually says that, the other Sean, and my mother. He said, those are the only two people in the entire world who I let call me Sean. So I thought, you know what? I don't know if I've actually seen anyone post about this since all this debacle has happened. So I watched the episode this morning before I went to work, and guess what? That part's been removed.
So y'all just heard what she said. They've gone in and they edited that part out. I feel like Jay-Z's lawyers have been working overtime behind the scenes to clean stuff up. Let's not forget the infamous interview that Jaguar Wright did with Piers Morgan, blasting Jay-Z and Beyonce, that went viral. And within 24 hours, Piers Morgan was apologizing like a little biatch, okay? And was forced to, guess what? Delete that part of the interview. Let me go ahead and refresh y'all's memory right here.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane.
I'm not going to play the whole thing. So now let's fast forward to Piers Morgan.
Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Isn't it interesting how these talk shows are editing things, taking things out on behalf of Jay-Z? So this is getting really crazy. Let's not forget back in 2007, Jay-Z and Diddy and T.I. were all on stage at Screamfest. And there's a video. People didn't really pay attention to it back then, but it's resurfaced and you can see Diddy smacking Jay-Z on the ass. This video is crazy.
Put your Rockefeller show city. Put your Rockefeller. Put your Rockefeller show city.
It's real quick. So now everybody's talking about that. Even the Daily Mail did an article on this. Footage of Diddy slapping Jay-Z's bottom twice on stage resurfaces. And this was back in September. And that's still shot from Screamfest in 2007. So something very strange is going on with this Jay-Z Diddy connection. And now that this lawsuit is adding Jay-Z to the mix, this is very interesting. And to me, like I said, I'm only going to report on news that's coming from more factual sources, news sources, court documents. I'm not reporting because people have been asking me for my thoughts on people's interviews. I'm not reporting on any of that. If it's not coming with receipts, I'm not interested in people's, just fabrications. And the problem is when you have people just running around doing interviews and, stating this and stating that, it convolutes for the real victim. Things get convoluted in the mix. So again, just wait for court documents, real, lawsuit filings and stuff like that. Again, all these people are innocent, Jay-Z, Diddy included, until proven guilty in a court of law, okay? All I'm doing is just reading to you guys and letting you guys know what the court receipts and the court documents that have been filed through legal proceedings, what they are saying. And the fact that he is not being named is extremely disturbing. So I wonder if he's going to come out and actually speak on this, if his attorney's going to say something. But right now, Jay-Z is trending #1 worldwide, and people are dragging him on X right now. So people are bringing up the elevator incident and saying, a lot of folks thought Solange was crazy, but, what did Jay-Z do to her for Solange to attack Jay-Z? So now people are going back to that. People are also going back to, when Jay-Z had to stop Beyonce from spilling the tea on when they met. If you guys haven't seen this TRL interview, this has been going viral as of late.
Right into how did two of the biggest names in music even meet?
Well, we met a long time ago. Award shows, a lot of different performances.
And at what point did the conversation come, hey, do you want to do some music?
You know how people, you see each other and you respect each other's music. It's always that conversation. We gotta do something. You know that.
Right.
The time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real, then it's...
He was definitely nervous, So again, this is breaking news. NBC. And now it's hit the news. So let's see what the news is saying. It's on News Nation. So let's watch this really quick.
I do want to switch gears and talk about this breaking news just happening tonight that involves both Jay-Z and Diddy now. This is an amended complaint accusing Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. This lawsuit was originally filed in October, just today refiled to include Jay-Z. Let's start with the basics here. What are you learning about this? What is standing out to you?
Well, what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
Why add Jay-Z now? If this originally was filed back in October, why not do it then?
Very interesting question. I think, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against Jay-Z initially.
We always appreciate the insight and time. Jennifer Coffendorfer, thank you. Thanks for watching.
All right, so it's on the mainstream news. So there's obviously legitimacy to this whole situation. So again, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but you know, I'm definitely side-eyeing the two Seans, okay? The two Seans, aka my twin of them. All right, you guys, so while I was in the middle of editing this video, it looks like we have some breaking news from Sean Jay-Z Carter. He's basically responding back to the allegations. So what basically happened is that Roc Nation released a statement about 20 minutes ago. So let me go ahead and read this to you guys. They are saying here, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would want to make me settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. Those allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known to have valor. You have neither honor or dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the natures of this of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and the human spirit. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world who have to watch their life story dressed in costume for profitability by an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play those types of games. We have very strict code and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake psychics, will believe your idiotic claims that you have levied against me. If not for the seriousness surrounding the harm to kids, it would be laughable. I look forward to showing you how different I am. So that is what Jay-Z had to say. He said he's not here for the bullshit, but a lot of people are in his comments section going in and saying what happened to believing all victims, lock Jay-Z up, and they're even posting Tory Lanez's father.
In the LAPD's office, tell me how there's no fingerprints. My God Almighty, I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That Roc Nation, you will crumble. I am an apostle of God, and you will know who I am. That's right.
Other people are saying I'm a young man and posting Jay-Z's big age of 55. Someone else posted, Jay-Z is getting exposed on Nicki's birthday. God really do not play about this woman. So it's a lot of mixed emotions about this Jay-Z situation. A lot of people, are feeling like he could be guilty of this because of his connections to Diddy. And other people are giving Tony Busby the side eye. So that is the update on what Jay-Z had to say about the situation. I want to be fair and show all sides. Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Let me know your thoughts on this entire just crazy situation that just broke about 30 minutes ago concerning Jay-Z now being accused of being the other person in the room with Sean Diddy Combs when she was raped at the age of 13. And I also hope that that female, possibly J-Lo, is also named. Whatever female was in there. Could be, allegedly, a few names that come to mind, but the streets are saying J-Lo, but whoever it is, they also should be named and outed as well, because that is sick that as a woman, you would sit there and watch a child be raped by two grown men. So I leave the comments up to you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. How do y'all feel about this amended lawsuit? How do you feel about this whole Jay-Z thing? Do you feel like this is just a witch hunt? Jay-Z is innocent? Or do you feel like, you know what? You know, he ran with Diddy for a long time. You know, he claims Diddy is his brother from another mother, so he very well could be involved. So I look forward to reading y'all's comments down below. Feel free to share this video. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for updates. And I'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.